The patter of little feet. It was the time of the rice harvest, when the days were busy for the big man of the village. Little Dookie sat on her blanket out in the field watching Big Mo as he thrashed the kernels of rice from the rice straw. She watched him pick the bean pods and thrash out the little round beans. When the sun was high, Big Mo would pause from his work to eat his noon meal. The little girl ate some of the soft grains of cooked rice and drank the milk from her small gourd. "You are growing so big, Dookie," said Mo, smiling proudly. "Soon you will learn to walk and talk and sing and do so many other things little girls do. You must learn to be a fine lady some day. I will be so proud of you, my little gift of the spirits." Then one day Dookie took her first steps alone. How it thrilled Mo when she came to him as he held out his hands to her. Sometimes she would lose her balance and fall, but he would encourage her by saying, "Steady, little girl. Brindlelegs did it. You can do it too." Seasons came and went. The harvest was good. Soon came the time of planting again. Heavy rains flooded the paddy fields. Mo built up the bund and the mud and stone wall around the edge of the field to keep in the water. Little Dookie liked to play in the water. She squealed with delight when she sat on the edge of the bun and sent the sprays flying. In the evening, as Mo and Dookie sat in the doorway watching the fire light or waiting for the big moon to rise over the palm trees, they spent many pleasant hours learning words. "What's that?" asked Dookie, pointing to the moon. "That is the moon," said Mo. He told her all about the trees, the jungle grass, the night birds that called to each other in the darkness. He told her about the stars that twinkled in the sky above. He wondered as he looked up at the numberless stars if there were spirits that lived on them, or if someone made them and put them up there to be lights to shine at night. "What's that?" asked Dookie, pointing to the fire. "That is fire. It would burn my little one." Then he held her close, and his voice was low and tender. He remembered the day when she burned her hand on the hot stone in the fireplace. It was surprising how quickly Dookie learned new words. What a jolly time they had playing Get Me. Mo would get down on the floor and pat after her when she challenged him. "Get me." Away she would patter across the hard floor on her bare feet with Big Mo after her. Yes, life was full of happiness for both of them. When they went to the spring for water, there were tiny footprints in the moist sand beside the big ones. "See," said Dookie, "big feet, little feet. Big feet, Big Mo's. Little feet, Dookie's." Then she would laugh. Mo did the family washing in the pond and dried the garments on nearby bushes. Dookie splashed in the water close beside him. Sometimes there were other children playing in the water not far off, and she watched them with interest. "Boys and girls," she would say, "play in the water." Sometimes the children ventured near to play with Dookie, but Big Mo always kept a watchful eye, lest they play too rough and accidentally harm her. He knew she would be happy playing with other children, for their merry laughter revealed their pleasure. Some day she would be a big girl, and then she would choose her own companions. She must go to school to learn many things that he could not teach her. He wanted her to be a fine lady, respected by everyone. He wanted only the best for the girl, for she was very precious to him. One night, as Big Mo and Dookie sat before the fire, watching the moon come up, she asked, "Big Mo, why don't I have a mother?" For a moment the man did not know what to say. He looked silently into the fire as though seeking for words to explain the situation. Dookie noticed the silence and asked, "What is a mother?" Mo took her on his lap and said, "Haven't I been a good mother to you? Haven't I done my best to fill the place of both a father and a mother? When you came, my whole life changed. There were no more fights and no more drinking from the big gourd. My life is only for you, little one. What more could you ask from me?" Then in answer to her inquiries, he began to tell her about the mother cow and Spindle Legs, who was now as big as her mother. Then he reminded her that birds build nests in the trees, that the mother bird laid eggs in the nest and watched over them, and soon baby birds hatched for the mother and the father birds to feed and protect. He called to mind the chickens that scratched for seeds and crumbs in the road. She had seen them many times following the mother hen. "The big cross hen, is she the mother?" asked Dookie. "Yes," said Mo. "Then I do not want a mother. I just want you." The girl snuggled against his shoulder and patted his cheek with her warm hand. Dookie was full of questions. "Did I have a cross mother, and did you take me away from her so that she would not hurt me?" "No, little one, your mother was not a cross mother. She was kind, and she loved you very much. You also had a father, but he died of the fever about the time you were born." "Why did he leave my mother then?" asked Dookie. "Didn't he know that she would need him to help take care of me?" "It was the spirits," said Mo. "They were very angry when they took him away. Then something strange happened. Instead of letting a terrible thing happen to you, the spirits brought you to me. That is why I call you my gift from the spirits." "Did you see my father?" "I might have seen him at the markets, but I did not know him." "Did you ever see my mother?" "Yes, I saw her once. Her name was Risa." "Do you think she loved me?" asked Dookie, looking wistfully into Mo's face. "Yes, little one, I know she loved you, for she held you against her cheek. As she placed you in my arms, she said, 'Please, will you keep her for me? Will you take care of her and be kind to her?' I promised that I would. I have never seen her since. So you see, little Dookie, I have been both mother and father to you." "Then there are just the two of us?" asked Dookie. "Yes, just the two of us," said Mo.